The next section we will take a look at is the Fund Transfers and Private Schools section of the consolidated application. This section pertains to transfers that will occur with new funds and carryover funds, as well as any private school carryover that must be dealt with. Please note, at the beginning of the 2024 fiscal year, there may not be any carryover available. The only screen that will appear when no carryover exists is the new funds transfer screen. Once the final expenditure reports are completed and carryover is loaded into the application, the carryover transfers and private school carryover screens will appear. Starting with new funds transfers, this screen should appear to be similar to last year, except there are more programs appearing for 2024. You will use this table to indicate any transfers from Title II and Title IV and which funding stream they will transfer to. It is important to remember that transferred funds do not actually move to the new grant source, but take on the authority and allowability of the new fund designation and are subject to all the rules and regulations of the fund source into which they are transferred. Additionally, transfers of funds are allowed only into a grant where an LEA has accepted amounts based on the information entered on the review grant selection screen. In this example, we're going to transfer $25,000 of Title II and $10,000 of Title IV into Title I. Please notice the availability after transfers column. It has reduced the amounts available in Title II and Title IV by $25,000 and $10,000. If you serve private schools, you will also need to check the timely and meaningful consultation box at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to save before moving to the next screen. If you serve private schools and have carryover, you will also need to complete the private school carryover screen. Using the final expenditure report for the Title I Part A, identify the difference between the amount budgeted for equitable services under Function Code 371 and the amount expended for equitable services under Function Code 371. You will need to identify the total carryover to distribute first, then the distribution. If you do not distribute the full amount of carryover, you must put an explanation in the box provided. This may occur in rare instances when an LEA has made and documented a reasonable effort to engage in consultation with the private school. Failure of a private school in that consultation or failure to provide program input in a timely manner may be considered a refusal of services. In this example, we are going to show $2,000 in carryover, with $1,500 going to the first private school and $500 going to the second private school. We are also going to show $1,000 in carryover in Title II Part A, with $500 for each school. Since I am distributing all carryover funds, I do not need to enter an explanation in the box at the bottom. Once the screen has been completed, you'll need to save and move to the next screen. The carryover transfer screen acts similarly to the new funds transfer screen. If carryover funds have been accepted, they will appear on the screen. You can determine whether or not you wish to transfer any of your Title II or IV funds, carryover funds here. Upon completion of this screen, save and move to the next section. In this example, we're not going to transfer any of our carryover funds, so I'll just save and move to the next section.